Welcome to another edition of Tribe TV. I'm Eric Wilson.
And I'm Grayson Duffy. Let's check it out.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like times like these that make me say, yeah. Lord, if you see the bitch come my way, like leaving brain control and I'm straight, yeah. Long sacrifice in the price my life, like living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip, yeah. More friends I need, more like you, yeah. About to put the fire with the things I like.
I'm on an island by my lonesome stranded. Low key and staying candid. Reflect on all the things I try my hand at. Search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to. Find a comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get used to. A mountain is Fontaine.
This week on Tribe TV, we got another weekly college football breakdown. Let's check it out.
Welcome to our Week 8 college football preview. I'm Carson.
And I'm Ben. Each of us will present our individual analysis of the games and share predictions for the week.
Our first game is number 3, Georgia versus Florida.
Florida has won the last 3 matchups against Georgia in Jacksonville, but this is a different year for both teams. The Gators have stumbled to a 3-3 start after losing to LSU and Texas A&M, while the Dogs are off to a 7-0 start to the season. Rivalries always make for great games, and this should be a physical game since both teams are coming off bye weeks this last week, but I'm confident the Dogs will handle business in Jacksonville.
I think you said it all, Ben. If there's anybody to stop Georgia up to this point in the season, it's not Florida. I think Georgia will roll right over the Gators like they have every other opponent this season, and that's all I have to say about that. Our next matchup is number 14, NC State versus number 9, Notre Dame.
Last Saturday, Notre Dame looked dominant over the visiting USC Trojans. The Fighting Irish have shown they're a college football playoff contender this season, and I don't see them stopped anytime soon. Brandon Wimbush and Josh Adams are a dynamic duo, and I think Notre Dame will take care of NC State this weekend.
I completely agree with you, Ben. Notre Dame is playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they're determined to prove who they are once again this week against the Wolfpack. The Irish know they need to win out if they want a shot at the playoffs. I like the Irish at home in this one. Now it's time for our Upset of the Week picks.
My Iowa State Cyclones are finally in the top 25 for the first time this season. They get a tough draw against number 4 TCU this week. But it helps that this is a home game for the Cyclones, and this game has upset written all over it. I'll take Iowa State over Kenny Hill and the Horned Frogs by a field goal.
Ben's going with the Cyclones, as per usual. My pick this week is West Virginia over Oklahoma State. The Cowboys are a little shaken by the close overtime win over the unranked Longhorns. Oklahoma State is a 7.5-point favorite in this one. Even though they're traveling to West Virginia for this game, I feel confident in the Mountaineers' ability to finally get me on that Upset of the Week scoreboard. Let's go West Virginia. Now it's time for our matchup of the week. Number 2, Penn State versus number 6, Ohio State.
Up until last weekend, I was a doubter in this Penn State team. But after their performance against Michigan, it's hard for me to pick against Penn State in any game. But Ohio State has really figured things out since that early loss against Oklahoma. But at the end of the day, I think Saquon Barkley and Trace McSorley will be too much for the Buckeyes. Penn State by a touchdown this weekend.
The Buckeyes haven't done much to impress me at all this season. I'm confused why they are the 6-point favorite in this game. Penn State has dominated every single team they've played up to this point. I think the Nittany Lions will knock the Buckeyes out of the playoff race once and for all.
Well, that's all we've got for you this week. I'm Ben.
And I'm Carson. Now let's send it back to Eric and Grayson.
This week, we also got a high school football breakdown for our homecoming game this Friday against Duluth.
Good morning, I'm Luke.
And I'm Ben. Last week, the Peachtree Ridge Lions suffered a tough loss to the North Gwinnett Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs' powerful offense led them to an easy 44-8 victory. The Lions' offense was shut down again, but they'll look to rebound this week with a surprisingly tough opponent in Duluth.
In past years, Duluth has always been an easy victory for all the teams in the region. But this year, their roster has a little more talent. Duluth is 3-5 and has a powerful offense that is led by Jaleel El Amin, who leads the region in passing.
El Amin is a 6'3" senior who has 1,684 yards passing. He also has 16 touchdown passes as well as the ability to run. We'll see if the Peachtree Ridge defense can stop him this Friday.
If the Lions win the last 2 region games of the season, Peachtree Ridge will earn a trip to the state playoffs.
This Friday is the homecoming game, so we hope to see the Tribe out in full force. Thanks for watching. Check back in next week for our preview of the Collins.
Next, we have a swim interview with Ben Dunson. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Ben Dunson with Tribe TV. I'm with Coach Laird and Ross Bienick. What advice do you have for the upcoming freshmen?
Well, I think you should listen to the captains and show up to practice on time.
What are your expectations for senior year?
Well, I think I should.
Actually, no. Ross needs to qualify for county and state this year.
What are your hopes for the state swimming championships?
I will not be making it.
No, he wants to get another one of these.
That's all all the news we got for you this week. I'm Grayson.
And I'm Eric. Make sure you tune in next week for another edition of Tribe TV.